Clint, must be a pretty good feeling to walk off the ground winners today.
It is. It was a scrappy affair and probably not one that would have been really enjoyable to watch. But to get the 4 points against Glenorchy, who are in really good form at the moment, was a great result.
Yeah, you guys kicked 0-5 in the third term, and sort of Jay Bowden got on top a bit. Were you guys concerned at all, and what was the message to the boys heading into that final quarter?
Yeah, look, Whiskers was doing a pretty good job on Jay. He held him pretty closely for most of the day, and look, you're not going to keep a guy of that calibre down for too long, and he just pops up every now and then and kicks the vital goal, but we couldn't really just focus on him. There's other guys out in their side that we had to focus on as well, and look, I think the team overall performed enough to get us over the line. Look, it was a close game in the end, and looking at the score at three-quarter time, we thought we probably could have pushed away with the breeze, but we didn't really use it that smartly. You had to look at how many points we kicked, which probably hurt us in the end.
There were sort of a lot of stoppages in that second half as the wind picked up and sort of things moved on. I thought in the last term, though, I thought Matt Franklin had a great last term, along probably with Heavy, Walsh and Clevercamp. What did you guys think of that sort of midfield?
Yeah, I think you're pretty much spot on there. We pushed Max Clevercamp forward in the last quarter and he created a lot of scoring opportunities. Alex Heavy, the old boy, was quite good over the whole 4 quarters today. Nat Franklin, I think, was one of our best players from the start, and I think Josh McGuinness was probably one of our best players all day today. He controlled the back, went into the midfield and even went forward there at times and created scoring opportunities as well.
I thought Reece Sutton was pretty telling in the first term, just his ability to run off on the wing and get a heap of the ball. But I thought Boscott, sort of, especially in the second term from then onwards, sort of really broke the game open with his run forward and back.
Yeah, look, we probably had a few guys that popped up for periods of the game and dominated, but then sort of drifted away. And then maybe, look, that was the telling factor in the end. We had a lot of winners for small amounts of time throughout the game, but trying to find someone that actually had a 4-quarter performance, there probably wasn't many. Bryce and Josh McGuinness are two that come to mind. Suts really started the game really well.
That comment probably speaks more to the depth of your side. You see that you guys never seem to struggle for multiple goal kickers, whether it be sort of Hill one week popping up or any of the Hills, and then you've got Thor, but then you've got Wiggins who can swing back and forward. Do you think sort of moving forward now that you guys are 2 wins clear in third spot, that depth of your group is going to see you guys go deep in September?
Yeah, look, I think we've honest, sitting down and analysing our side, I think our depth is a little bit of a myth. We've been lucky with injuries this year compared to probably previous seasons, and Glenorchy were down to probably I think one on the bench today, which really hurts. And our injury list has been quite small throughout the year, so if we can keep that, then our depth is good. But I think if we lose 4 or 5 like some teams do, I think that'll be a real telling factor.
Speaking of injuries, there's a rumour that Liam Maher might knock himself out in the warm-up.
I'm not sure what happened. He did knock himself out. I'm not sure how he did it. I don't know whether he was kicked in the head by a footy or he's run into somebody, but we'll put it down that definitely a Falcon. But he was staggering around before the first bounce, so they just canned it straight away.
Who came in for him?
Corey Lamps has come straight out of the development side, so he didn't play the last quarter, and we put him straight off so he could come in.
I saw that Belchains also looked pretty groggy on the wing. Anything to report there?
No, he just got a really nasty poke to the eye, and the doctor looked at it at half time, and basically his pupil had doubled in size, and they just said it was a good idea that he probably didn't go back on, but it looks like it'll be okay.
Yeah. Moving forward now, you guys have got, I guess, a couple of easier games against Fernie, then Hobart City Demons, then you face Clarence and then the bye. Is there any sort of message or anything you guys are going to look to take out of that last month before final squid?
Well, I'm going to use the old cliche of we take one game at a time, and we've got to travel up to West Park to play Burnie next week. And if anyone knows football in Tasmania, playing Burnie at West Park is a tough ordeal. And I don't think Lauderdale have actually won there for a number of years. So that'll be our main focus next week, is to go up there and get the job done.
It's disappointing to sort of lose that one, a bit of a tight game.
Yeah, look, obviously disappointed not to get the win, but I'm very proud of the boys, how they went about it again. We just had an interesting year with injuries, and just things aren't going our way. But that's football, and you got to deal with it. And I thought, to a credit, Lauderdale played the ground really well. They hunted in packs, they tackled well, moved the ball on, and they were a classy side and a good midfield.
Speaking about the injuries, obviously you guys went into this one without your captain, Braden Webb, and you lost Harry Gunther to the TAC Cup this week. Jay's obviously still carrying a bit of an injury, is the word around?
No, look, Jay's just a manageable thing. That's why I named him an emergency. I wasn't sure whether he was going to play, and being a Sunday game, that really helped this week. So we'll just manage that game throughout the week and see how he pulls up. But yeah, look, as I was sort of more putting to the lines that Zach Webster did his hamstring, and I'm not sure what Dylan Grant's done yet, and then Jordan Arnold was a bit proppy as well. So only having that one fresh guy on the bench sort of hurts.
It definitely, you could see that hit you guys late. There wasn't as much run as you guys definitely generated in the third term. In that third term, I thought Jay was outstanding, despite all this manageable injury talk. He certainly is a class above.
Yeah, look, he's very patient with the footy and understands the game and reads it quite well. And he's just a classy player, and get the ball in his hands, he certainly makes a difference. But other than that, I thought, yeah, you sort of made a good point there. We had a bit of run in the third, but we made some silly mistakes, which really cost us.
Who else were you impressed with today, apart from obviously Jay and Webster early?
Well, yeah, I thought Hillsy was quite good in the ruck. Reece Mott was really good. I thought he sort of cut the heavy tag and sort of got free and got our ball movement going. But there's a few guys that really just had a crack today, and it wasn't necessarily about talent. And as I mentioned, Lauderdale sort of brought the aggression, and they play that way. And they just had a really good contribution from the better players, or actually across the ground. So we just really needed to match that, and we did for 3 quarters, and they run over us in the top.
Yeah, I just think that in the last few weeks, it's what stood out has been your ability to move the ball quickly, and obviously in that last turn there were a lot of stoppages, pretty hard to get that done, and obviously with only one fit man. Is that what you put it down to, just tired legs and not enough rotations? Or?
Yeah, and again, as I say, we made some mistakes. I mean, we're up by 10 points going inside 50. There's a chance to sort of get 16 points up, yet we give away a 100-metre penalty. So, just silly mistakes at costly times that really hurt us.
Yeah. Looking ahead now, it looks like you guys have probably got 4th spot relatively locked in, with Lonnie going down yesterday to Hobart City Demons, and now Lauderdale moving 8 points ahead. So relatively, because obviously anything can happen in this comp. You guys have got a few winnable games coming up. You got Lonnie, then the bye, and then obviously the big one against Clarence. What is sort of going to be the focus for that next month for you guys as you move towards the finals?
Yeah, look, I think Launceston are not. They're one of the better teams in my eyes in the competition. The way they played against us last time. So for us, it's just looking for 6 days' time to play Launceston at home. And making sure that we bring a 4-quarter effort against a side that was really physical last time and sort of taught us a lesson.
Are you guys confident that with the depth that you have, and that sort of the next sort of heading into finals, that you'll have all these players, the Webb's back, hopefully you'll get Gunther obviously back, hopefully Webster's hammy's not too bad, that kind of thing?
Look, for us, I don't think it's necessarily our talent that's lost us the last couple of games, it's just effort. And as I say, Lauderdale across the 22 players today, they had a tremendous effort and were physical and moved the ball well and hunted in packs. And again, same thing against North Launceston. It's not necessarily talent; it's more effort. So whoever does come in to replace those guys, or if those guys come back, we just need an effort across our 22 players for 4 quarters.